I always thought a low-fat diet was the way to go. Saturated fat was always the enemy because it raises your cholesterol. And then there was a big war on this, good old salt, because it raises your blood pressure. But now it seems something that's been innocently lurking in our cupboards for centuries is the new public enemy #1. It's sugar. And you know what? I don't really know why, so I'm going to go and find out. I'm Fiona Phillips, and like most of us, I love my sweet treats. But I want to discover the latest science about what sugar is really doing to us.
This is a part of the brain that reacts when you have sugary foods and sugary drinks.
And why you might be eating far more than you think. Oh, that is a lot of sugar. I'll be uncovering how you can spot the sugar in foods you'd think were sugar-free.
Nearly 9.5 teaspoons. 20 teaspoons!
How clever cookery can get sweet results without adding sugar.
Oh, it's really delicious.
And revealing the sugars that even doctors say you can enjoy guilt-free.
You do like oranges?
I do, yes.
I'm going to find out the surprising and very sticky truth about sugar.
Wow!
We Brits love our sugar. It's one of life's great pleasures. And we're getting through over 1 million tonnes a year. That's 15 teaspoons each a day. There's no getting away from it. That's more than we should be eating. I'm meeting up with 4 rather brave volunteers in Newcastle. I'm going to start by showing them how much sugar each of them is getting through every week. Got a table each. See if you can pick your table out. You already have.
Okay, that's me. Sweets.
That's terrible.
They all suspect they might have too sweet a tooth and want to do something about it. So I'm asking them to cut back to just 6 teaspoons a day, a target the World Health Organization believes is the best to aim at. First up is Cara Patterson. Here's Cara's table. It is predominantly brown.
Yes.
Lots of chocolate.
I even know that you eat chocolate for breakfast.
I do, yeah. Chocolate and coffee.
Cara Patterson splits her time between working at a school and being home looking after her 4-year-old son, Noah.
Sit next to my mum.
That in order.
She worries that sugar is taking over her life.
I'm definitely addicted to sugar. I crave it. The worst time that I want sugar is as soon as I wake up. Breakfast always contains something sweet, whether it's cakes, biscuits, chocolate.
Well, Cara, your average daily sugar intake was 28 teaspoons.
28 teaspoons a day.
It's not good, is it?
So Cara's eating nearly 5 times the 6 teaspoons a day target that I want her to aim for. This is going to mean some big changes for her. Ah, you may well look nervous, Rick. Rick Shabila comes from a Sikh family with a history of type 2 diabetes. He worries that his love of sugary Indian sweets could land him in the same boat.
They're so colourful and they look so innocent, but they are little assassins.
You've got your Indian desserts, which we know are very high in sugars.
Yeah, and these are normally accompanied with some ice cream.
Which would be adding even more sugars.
I think, Pauline, you should do the honours, or would you like to reveal your sugar consumption?
No.
You
please.
want Pauline to
Be
do
my
it?
guest.
OK.
29 teaspoons per day.
In a day?
A day.
That's really terrifying, to be honest.
Like Cara, Rick is also nearly 5 times over where I want him to be. Audrey Cannon feels her weight is getting out of control. A life on the road as an acquisitions manager has led to a diet of processed food and sugary snacks.
I'll be going to meetings and things and coming out to meetings and jumping straight in the car. It's just as easy for me to eat in the car as it is to stop off and have something because I just want to get home sometimes.
You're having quite a few supermarket ready meals. We've got a chili beef here. That contains 5 teaspoons of sugar in half the pack, which is a portion.
I wouldn't even think to look at the sugar content. I would maybe look at the calories or the fat, but I've never ever thought of looking at sugar.
Your average daily intake was 23 teaspoons.
Oh dear.
So, to be on target, Audrey's going to have to cut pretty well 3/4 of the sugar from her diet. Simon Gallagher loves his fizzy pop.
That's so cold.
But at 26 stone, he's becoming increasingly worried about his health.
On a normal day, I'd have 3 or 4 cans of fizzy drink. If I'm at home, it can be pretty much any amount until I feel like sick, basically, or until I haven't got any left.
Simon, you're smiling now?
Yeah, out of nerves.
The problem is that you have a huge amount of sugar. As it stands, you're having a whopping 39 teaspoons of sugar every day.
That's a lot.
Just to reiterate, this is 57 kilos per year, or 14,000 teaspoons of sugar that you're putting into your body.
Simon is 6.5 times over and will have to make the biggest changes of all. Although current guidelines suggest we should aim at less than 12 teaspoons of sugar a day, the World Health Organization thinks if we can reduce this to 6, it would have even bigger health benefits. It's going to be a tough target for my volunteers, but I'm hoping the more I can learn about sugar, the more I can help them cut back. The sugars we need to be looking out for are known as free sugars. These include the sugars found in honey, syrups and fruit juices. But the main culprit is refined sugar we add to food. But what does refining sugar actually involve? And why does it make it a potential health problem? Biologist Dr. Marty Jobson is going to help me find out.
This is one piece of sugarcane. I've cut it in half.
Beautiful looking thing.
So it's a huge grass that grows down in the tropics, and this stuff is packed full of sugar. And the way we get it out is the first thing we have to do is we need to break it down a bit. So here, look, have a mallet. Crikey. And what I want you to do is just sort of
start?
We can anywhere you want. Start at that end, okay? That's it. Okay, I think you've enjoyed that far too much.
I did,
I'll
actually.
take that away
Burned all
from
my
you.
calories off too.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this bowl. You need to go around there and catch the juice as it comes out of the mango. Here we go.
Easier said than done, Marty.
Yeah, there's some spluttering out there.
All sugars are natural and come from plants.
Are you all right there?
Yeah, this is,
Sugar cane and sugar beet are used in sugar production as they have particularly high concentrations. All this refining is designed to make that concentration even higher.
I'm safely delivered of some sugary juice down here.
okay.
Carbon dioxide is then used to remove impurities like wax, gum and fats, all with the aim of giving us pure, refined sugar.
That's it. And now we just have to boil it down. So what we have now is a thick syrup. We leave that to cool and the sugar will start to crystallise out. And what you'll end up with is this, which is what I made earlier, which is
Refined sugar.
refined sugar. There's a lot of treacle there as well,
Yeah.
but that is incredibly sweet.
However, there's not that much of it, is there, considering it came from all of this bulk here and all the effort it took to get it out?
Yes, exactly. What we're going to throw away all of this roughage and fibre. So what you're left with here is essentially pure calories.
So the refined sugar that we use at home has basically had all the fibre and roughage stripped away to become pure energy. And Marty wants to show me just how much energy there is in the 4 grams of sugar that make up a level teaspoon.
I've taken a teaspoon, a level teaspoon, mind you, of icing sugar and put one in each of these tubes. We've got 2 teaspoons of sugar. You take those, put them on first. And what we're going to do is blow down these tubes. Blow, mind you. Count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
Wow! So all that energy in 1 level teaspoon of sugar.
Exactly. That's the energy you get if you eat it as well. It's the same amount of energy.
The flames may look impressive, but this energy is the real danger of sugar. If you don't burn it off, it can make you fat very quickly. But I had no idea just how quickly.
Imagine, say, you're drinking 3 cups of tea a day. Okay. You put 2 teaspoons of sugar in every cup, 365 days. Now imagine you're also not burning off that. How much of my lovely fat substitute would you end up in your artificial belly if all of your sugar that you put into your tea was turned into fat and it wasn't burnt off?
6 teaspoons a day for a whole year, and I didn't burn it off.
Correct. How many of these? One of those, do you reckon?
One
of those?
Let's try one.
OK, let's do one.
Sugar is one of the cheapest forms of calories. It's not just bad for your teeth. If you have too much, your liver will end up turning it into fatty acids that your body will store as fat.
It feels really uncomfortable.
So this is the second of my bottles.
OK.
More?
I don't want more, but
there is more, I'm afraid.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go. We're getting there, we're getting there. So what you've got there is 4.5 kilos of fat. That's over half a stone.
I know, I can feel it.
And all because of your 6 teaspoons of sugar that you were having every day for a whole year that were excess to what you need. Having a sweet tooth like that can lead to weight problems which could be seriously dangerous.
If just a few excess calories from sugar can cause issues over time, what have high sugar diets done to my 4 volunteers? At Newcastle University, Professor Mike Tranell is going to find out.
One of the problems with sugar is it allows you to take large amounts of calories on very quickly, which can make you obese.
Mike uses high-tech equipment to measure the body fat percentage of my 4 volunteers.
So at the moment, 51% of your body is fat.
Really? Wow. That's a lot. It's half of my body weight.
All 4 have levels that are higher than they should be, and it's this body fat that can lead to health problems.
Gaining weight can link to heart disease, diabetes and other long-term conditions.
And further tests show that my volunteers are already in danger.
The background of high sugar, high body fat is going to place more and more stress on your liver, on your muscles, but mainly on the pancreas. And over time, if you don't do something, you'll be having to take insulin through an injection, which is what happens with people when they have type 2 diabetes for a long period of time.
And for Simon, excess fat has led to signs of a potentially fatal disease.
Now, when your liver has too much food inside of it, it starts to have this long, silent scream, which is indicating to us that you have a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And unless you do something, it's very likely that you're going to go on to develop type 2 diabetes.
I always thought a low-fat diet was the way to go. Saturated fat was always